What's up, everybody? This is Showtime. It's Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. Alright. So today we're going to talk about raising kids, okay? And I don't know a whole lot about that yet, right? I've got two kids, okay? One's 14, one's 8. This is my first go around. I don't know if I'm doing any good at it or not, right? I know I make a lot of mistakes. I know I could do things a lot better. So from a training point of view, if you want to ask me, okay, I'm blessed, right? I've got a son who's 14 and he's a beast for his age. He's very versatile. He can do basketball, he can do baseball, he can do track and field, he can do football. And when I mean he can do football, he can play all the positions. He knows everybody's position. Offense and defense, right? He could actually be a coach, right? He's going to get hired to be a referee already. He's 8th grade. He can play quarterback. He can play running back. He can kick the ball on kickoff. He can kick the ball on the extra point and make it. He can play receiver. And those are all positions he can, when I say he can play them, he has played them. And all in the same year, right? And middle linebacker as well. All in the same year, playing both ways, plus special teams. 2 different teams, middle school and grade and grid kids. And he's fast, and he can play basketball very well as well. And so, if you want to give me credit for that, that's not the case, because now his mom was a good basketball player, right? Junior high. And so some of that could be attributed to her, right? But I was a shitty basketball player, so I definitely had nothing to do with that. And then the track and field, I could do distance running. I can't run sprints even now, right? I'm slow. So that's not for me either. So if you want to ask me, how do you raise a great athlete? Well, shoot, man, I got lucky. Okay, when he was like a year and a half, like 18 to 24 months, he would take before he was even talking, he would just take anything next to him, and he'd throw it from one side of the room to the other, right? We knew from there, right there, I knew this guy's got a throwing arm. He could probably be a pitcher or a quarterback. And from an early age, what I did do with both boys is I'd raise their hand up and I'd go, winner, 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 right? Always getting their minds they're a winner. I always do that from the day they were born, right when they cut them out of the womb, right? Raising their hand, calling them a winner. I did that on almost a daily basis sometimes, and still sometimes do it. It seems to work, maybe not, but negativity never works, right? That's garbage. And if you want to talk about, well, force the kid if he doesn't want to play, you may have seen that be successful before, you may not have, okay? In most of my cases, as a dad, as an athlete, as a coach, trainer, anything like that, every time I've seen a kid forced into something he doesn't want to do with sports, almost always turns out ugly. Either the kid hates the parents, or he hates the sport, or both, usually quits, and usually has a horrible experience with it. So I don't encourage you to do that. I do know that there are exceptions that have turned out well for parents or coaches, where they forced a kid to do something they didn't want to do and become very successful. That almost never happens. So if you see Timmy or Bobby or whatever that gets forced into it, did great, guess what? They probably would have done great anyways. Sometimes when the kid will love it, and you're too hard on the kid, man, and they hate it again because you're too hard on the kid. Make it fun, especially in an early age. Make it fun, and if they're already enjoying it, they're going to go through a brick wall for you. You don't have to freaking yell at them. Maybe if they're being lazy and the different story, right? There's a work ethic involved, right? If they want to be successful, but just to scream and yell at them because they make a mistake, come on, man, that doesn't help. Then they're going to get all tightened up and freaked out. They're not going to perform. They got to be loose. They got to be agile. They got to be athletic, right? They got to think. They got to be witty, right? They got to react, okay? Not think. They can't think. They got to react. If you make them think too much, you're going to freeze up. You're going to make a mistake. And then they're going to make another mistake because they're afraid to make that mistake. Or they'll freeze because they're too afraid to do any fucking thing, and they won't get anything done, okay? Don't fall in that trap, not as a parent, not as a coach. You get on kids is great, but do it in a positive way that fires them up, gets them motivated, and makes them want to do better. Okay? That's, as an athlete, coach, parent, I've seen it all, and that always seems to work best with 99% of the kids. And pump them up when they do a good job, tell them what they're doing good. There's nothing wrong with pulling them aside when they're doing it wrong. You got to do that too. I'm not saying just say, oh, great job, Timmy, when they fuck up. But you pull them aside and say, hey, here's what happened, and here's why that happened over here. It's because you blew your assignment, right? Or you're supposed to go on the fly. We told you to blitz. It doesn't matter, what that mistake was. You address it, and then you tell the kid how to fix it. And if you don't know how to fix it, sure shit don't want to scream and yell at him. You don't even know if he even did anything wrong. You just know that the score was in the end zone, and your kid's on the team that didn't score. This might not be your kid's fault, okay? So you be careful with that. Some armchair moms and dads, and soccer moms, and wrestling dads, and some of them just get overboard, really overboard, and it's unfortunate, and it's easy to do because there's been times where I've had to hold myself back and go, you know better than this. Get a grip. There ain't no reason to be yelling, right? So you gotta be on the ball. You gotta keep your emotions in check. It's all right to be emotional, but just do it in the right way, okay? And don't go off and punch the refs or anything else. That's also teaching the kids negativity, okay? They have a tough job. Leave it alone. Express your opinion to the ref if you want, but just try to keep that on the deal as much as possible. Don't get in the coach's face and try to tell the coach how to coach if you really want to do it, unless he's really fucking it up. Be a volunteer or go be a paid position, but if you're not doing that job, don't try to take his. It's just distracting everybody else from what they're trying to do. Be a supportive parent. There's going to be times where maybe the coach crosses the line that might be very obvious. Somebody in my shoes can tell if the coach has crossed that line, right? I've been fortunate. I haven't seen it with any of my kids, and any of my kids in sport. They've all been great coaches. They haven't stepped over the line at all, not even a little bit. And I've had the privilege of just sitting back and watching, man, and kind of coaching my kid on the side if I know the sport that he's participating in. If I don't, I just shut the fuck up and I let him compete, right? And it's a lot of fun, and it's very fun, especially if it's a sport that you have done that you can help him with, right? But to say that my son is this great athlete because of me, that's not true. The only thing that I did with my son is, aside from all the positive, affirmations and things like that, I taught him how to throw. I taught him how to catch. Taught him the pass patterns. I taught him like two or three different series, on pass patterns. From grade school type routes to high school. Okay, the routes we ran in high school, I taught him those. I taught him how to punt, and I taught him how to, how to throw a catch. Okay, so what? Almost all parents that have played any kind of ball have taught their kids that don't have the level of athleticism and success that my kid has. So for me to say, yeah, that's because of me, bullshit. I ain't done shit. I appreciate the accolades and the good jobs and attaboys, but I'd be lying to say that it's my doing, right? Now, are we gonna take the training up a little bit now that he's fired up and wants to lift weights and all that stuff? Yeah, you better believe it. We're gonna take him to another level. And that is where I come in, right? Just like I did for Tanner. But as far as making him a great ball player, man, that's all him and his coaches. He's got great coaches. That whole Colt coaching staff, man, has been just phenomenal. They do have a lot to do with his success for sure. Jason Weichman and Jeff Boyes and Mac, those three coaches in particular, and God dang it, I'm drawing a blank here. He was my coach too for Tri-City Fire, and I'm just not quite remembering his name. Also a great coach for Clef as well. He ended up taking the head job of Tri-City Fire after the other one stepped down. I'll remember his name later. But yeah, those four coaches in particular made a huge impact on on Clef's football career. So it's all good. It's been exciting. It's been fun, and I'm blessed not just to have a great athlete like Clef as a son, but also to have that he had the coaching that he did. Because if he would have had the wrong coaching, he could have ended up unsuccessful to the point where maybe even injured. You get the wrong coaches that teach wrong tackling for him, and or they don't train the kids right. You can get them hurt. You can hurt real easy, especially at that age. You have to be careful. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be an expert in your field, and those guys definitely were. And yeah, Jason Weichman in particular, I can't think enough. They're all good though. Him and Boyes and Mac and the Tri-City Fire coach. Those four guys are awesome, and it's just it's a blessing to watch him compete in the four different sports he's done, because he's competed in football, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and basketball. That's 5 sports actually, and he's competed in. He's done martial arts as well, but he hasn't competed in it. So he's been doing shit ever since about 3 or 4 years old. We kind of bumped him into that MMA a little early. He's supposed to start at age 5. We got him in at 3 or 4. Snuck him in there, but it was all good for him. And we always tell the kids, and this is important. You should know this as parents as well. If the kid's burned out, man, if the kid hates a sport, if the kid's thinking about taking a year off, let him. Don't let him quit in the middle of a sport, though. In the middle of a season, that's gonna teach him that it's all right to quit anytime it gets tough. Okay, so make him finish that season out. But if he doesn't want to turn out the next year, don't make him. Don't force him. If you kind of want him to talk him into it, you can give your non-biased. It is going to be biased because you're going to tell them what you think is the right decision, right? But don't make it like there's going to be consequences. This is what's best for you. You can do this sport, or it's going to be, you're going to really disappoint them. Just tell them the positives on why it might be good for them to continue the sport, and then say, but whatever you do, we'll support you on it. More than likely, he'll decide to go with that because there's no pressure. But if he goes along with it because he doesn't want to let you down, or she, right? There could be problems later on down the line, and you don't want that. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And I'm just a parent, just like you are. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just basing this off of a lot of experience. I started this journey when I was 5 years old, training and stuff, right? And I know that if my parents ever would have had to force me into doing sport, I would have hated sport. I already know it. And I've been mad at my folks too. But they always let me do what I wanted to do, and But if anything, they had to hold me back, not kick me in the butt. So that was a good thing, you know. But yeah, that's about it. I hope that helps. I know it's not, you know, what some of you wanted to hear. Like maybe I'd had some great secrets on how to, you know, bring up all these other clefs, you know. But I hope something in there, you know, helped you as parents. So, because I know it's no easy task when you want what's best for your kids, especially when it comes to sports and all that. And academics is still really high on the list, you know, and teaching them how to have some things to fall back on. You know, 1 in every 250,000 athletes become professional. Okay, so keep that in mind. Very hard to make a living at it, you know. And the other part is that if they do get to become professional, the average career in the NFL lasts 3 to 5 years, maybe 2 to 4. So the average time span doesn't last very long. So if they don't know how to manage their money and things like that, you know, they can be in a lot of trouble as well. So they need to have some skills and some other things to fall back on, you know, in order to prosper in life. In case there's an injury, in case they don't make it, you know, there's a bazillion things that can go wrong. And what's wrong with having good grades? Nothing wrong with that. You know, whether they decide to go to college or not, it's still important to get good grades. That's still success through sports and through the classroom that could be filtered out into all of their endeavors of life. Because success is a habit, winning is a habit, losing is a habit. So the more they can win in the classroom, the more that they can win in athletics, and more importantly, push through the hard times, whether it's victory or not, because that's what life is. Full of adversity, full of obstacles, full of getting punched in the face sometimes, flat out clotheslined in the end zone, right? So you need to experience a little bit of that. And you can get a lot of that through sports, and even through the classroom to some extent as well. So again, hope this helped, and take care and God bless. Size, growth, get big. All right.